And good afternoon, race fans. Welcome to Talladega Superspeedway as we continue on the Shell Pennzoil race weekend here at Talladega Superspeedway. We're ready for Division 2 of the Snickers Cup Series as 29 laps of racing will reveal who's going to be the winner of this event and basically going to reveal who in Division 2 as far as the Snickers Cup Series Championship contenders is going to still be in competition for that championship when we head to the season finale next week at Zenjoltis. You can just feel the tension building for these drivers that are in the chase, knowing that they have to challenge and conquer this amazing high-banked, high-speed racetrack such as Talladega Superspeedway. In my opinion, this is, if Daytona's the mecca of motorsports, then I think that Talladega could probably be the Medina. I mean, this track is just as important as Daytona, just as difficult to conquer, and also has a few other features that Daytona does not bring. I mean, Daytona's got the history, but Talladega, it's got the wrecks, it's got the strategy, and it's got the wider four-wide racing that Daytona can fit, but can't fit with the assurity that we've been able to see these drivers have when they went four-wide here, especially in the Division 1 race. Alright, so here today we got a few championship contenders that are starting somewhat up towards the front, but not really. Most of the championship contenders are actually starting near the back of this race, of this pack of race cars, these 34 race cars. But at the front, it's going to be an all-Toyota front rows. You got Sean Galligan out in front, along with Taylor Acosta, then Danny Wells and Anthony McCrory. Of course, McCrory, we remember last week, came off, I believe he was third place in a Robert Yates Racing 1-2-3 finish back at Texas. Then it'll be Chad Skinner and Adam Chambers, who really desperately needs a good finish here in the Snickers Cup Series. It has definitely not been his year for our defending Snickers Cup Series champ. He's been mired down around between 35th and 39th in points, and he has just not had a good season at all. He's in the championship hunt as far as the Oreo Truck Series goes, but it's just been a dismal season for that Richard Childress Racing entry, as he's going to roll off from 6th. Could he maybe turn the season around and pick up a win before this season is over? At the back of the pack, as mentioned, are a lot of our championship contenders. Devin Wilson's back there. You got Trent Whitney back there. So it's going to be interesting to see if these drivers can maneuver their way up through the field here. They got 29 laps to do it. We'll see if they can keep their possible championship hopes alive. Of course, we will not know officially if they are still in championship competition until the end of Division 3 when the official standings come out. But we'll get these cars rolling off to complete 2 pace laps. While they do that, we'll show you the starting lineup for today's race at Talladega Superspeedway, the Shell Pennzoil 400 version 2. Well, there is Sean Galligan, looking for his second, boy, I can't talk today, his second Snickers Cup Series victory of Season 3, his first and only win in the Snickers Cup Series in Season 3, came back at Quarter Slammer, and I believe that was back week number 4, so if you think about it, it's been 15 whole weeks since Sean Galligan's been to victory lane in a Snickers Cup Series event. Sean Galligan, this is the only series in which he is not racing for the championship. He still is in competition for the Oreo Truck Series Championship. He just recently got eliminated mathematically from competing next week for the Mobile Cup Series Championship, but we'll see if maybe he can close out the Season 3 with a second win here in the Snickers Cup Series, as he's got the prime position number 1, but lots of drivers in this field, 34 to be exact, want to go to victory lane. And this Going Green is going to be brought to you by Barney N. Ward's YouTube channel. If you want to get involved in leagues that involves rubbing, racing, crashing, ramming, then go to Barney N. Ward's channel, home of the PRWC Alpine GT Series. the Speed Energy Cup Series and the Kellogg's Truck Series as the green flag comes out. Galligan with an early advantage, but not for long. Look at Danny Wells. Oh, he nearly turns Galligan right there. That was awfully close. Danny Wells, Sean Galligan basically on friendly terms most of the time, but right there, that could have caused a little rivalry, but Danny was able to get off of Sean before the both of them went down into the apron, and they're able to continue on as they're splitting about 3 wide back there. I see Luke Walker and James McLeod. They're hooking up there down low, trying to make some headway up here into turn 3. Jacob Lawler on the inside line as well, along with William Duncan. I think that's Logan Ryan back there in the 36 as they split 4 wide. Whoa, Danny Wells gets rode right up the track, so he has to go around Luke Walker on the high side, and now he's going to slip back. And oh, they're wrecking! There goes Anthony McCurry, and last week's winner, Jamie Muckley, is around. Caution is out as Sean Galligan's going to lead us back to the stripe. Whoa, there's another car there. That's McCurry one more time. Second time McCurry spins out, and that car has come to rest there right on the apron, right on the yellow line. Kristen Worry's on the apron. Don't know if she was involved or not. So there's Galligan, the leader. Let's look further through here, see who else may have been involved. There is some front-end damage to Jacob Cook. That Richard Childress entry, number 30. He's got some damage on the AOL Chevrolet. And Trent Whitney's got some damage as well to the 46. That's another championship contender. Oh, no, there's another championship contender. That was Devin Wilson, I think. The 42. Was that who it was? Yeah, he's on pit road now. Anthony McCurry's on pit road. They're still wrecking. What the heck are they doing? Daniel Schwab, Brian James in the 45 making his debut. Last week's winner, Jamie Muckley. Taylor Acosta, Hannah Smith. Whitney's got more damage. There's Chris Warner making his first start in the NNSCRA. Red Bell's got some rear end damage. There's Daniel Schwab. There's Logan Ryan. There's Brian James making his debut in the NNSCRA. John Worry got a piece of that. Chad Skinner's on the apron smoking. Sam Young, who finished runner-up last week. Mia Morris, Nick Becker, Adam Chambers. I think they all got pieces of that. What were they thinking? Luke Walker. He's got some damage to his Staples Ford from Roush Fenway Racing. He's pulling down pit road. And Sean Galligan's actually coming down pit road too. I don't think he got any damage. I think it's maybe a regularly scheduled stop, or does he have damage? Let's try and get a good look at the 44. Where is he? There he is. No, he's just one of several lead lap cars coming down here on lap number 2 to make a regularly scheduled pit stop, so he'll give up position numero uno to make that pit stop, but there were more cars involved in that wreck that happened under the caution flag there on the back straightaway than the cars that wrecked on the front straightaway, but Galligan completes his fuel-only service. Let's look back at a replay. We're under caution here at Talladega Super Speedway way early in the Shell Pennzoil 400. Let's take a look here, see if we can see where the initial contact started. It was somewhere around 38 of Anthony McCurry, because I saw that car get turned. But, oh, they're 4 wide there. Does maybe some contact happen between Zach Buchanan and Kristen Worry, and they go up into Jamie Muckley? Yep, right there. Those 3 do make contact. Kristen Worry, Zach Buchanan, Jamie Muckley, and Anthony McCurry gets spun around down. Oh, just narrowly missed the 50 of Dylan Young. Makes some contact there with, actually, I said that was Mia Morris. It's actually Michael Nemechek in the 29. Oh, Jacob Cook gets involved, though. Oh, Kristen Worry bounces into Anthony McCurry. Back here, you got Zach Buchanan turned around. There's Trent Whitney and Jacob Cook. That's how they got their damage. Daniel Schwab got a piece of it as well. Barney Ward able to hold up to be able to wait till that number 41 of Zach Buchanan got turned around. And everybody was able to make their way through here with relatively minimal damage. But then, let's see, who does it actually start with? I think it actually starts up here with Devin Wilson. He may end up getting some contact from his own teammate here. Let's see. Caution at this point is waving. Let's see what happens. There's teammates side by side, both from Earnhardt Ganassi Racing, Devin Wilson and Chad Skinner. Chad's coming down, still coming down, still coming down. Chad Skinner gets into his own teammate here. Right there, and it just sends them both up and nowhere for Luke Walker to go. What was Chad Skinner thinking? He wrecked his own teammate, who with a good run could have gotten back into championship contention after a few dismal finishes, but good grief, Taylor Acosta runs straight into the back of Luke Walker, who came down the racetrack. Look at the 42. An unnecessary wild ride there. And then let's see how these other drivers end up getting involved in something here. Michael Nemechek, I think, maybe gets through. No, Michael Nemechek actually does get some damage. Let's see here. They're all slowing down, and I think they're just going to start ramming into each other. Michael Nemechek's going to run right into the back of his own teammate, Adam Chambers, right there. Nick Bergen's going to go into the back of him. And you watch further back here. There's Sam Young. Oh, Zohar Manu just barely missed Zach Carlson. But then you watch Sam Young. He's going to get hit from behind by his teammate Jamie Muckley. Muckley gets hit by John Worry. John Worry gets hit by, I guess that's Daniel Schwab. Schwab gets hit by Brian James. James gets hit by Logan Ryan. And oh, look at this. Then they just start popping up in the air like corn kernels. I mean, good grief. This I don't understand. I don't understand one bit. I think that was Red Bell actually involved back there as well in the 28. Hannah Smith involved. Muckley, last week's winner, ends up on his roof. And I think we can safely say that more drivers were involved in this incident that occurred under the caution flag than were involved in the initial reason the caution came out over on the front straightaway. But, you know, I don't know really if it was going to be avoided, all these cars backing into each other and running into the back of each other, but the whole incident there between teammates Chad Skinner and Devin Wilson, totally uncalled for. I don't know what Chad Skinner was thinking as he completely wrecked his teammate. And I thought teammates were supposed to work with each other, especially when one's in the chase. You'd think that his teammate would cut him some slack. Not there. As Chad Skinner and Devin Wilson got together and Devin Wilson went for a wild barrel roll, that may have just eliminated him for competing for the championship next week at Zenjoltis in the Snickers Cup Series. Let's go back to green, settle this all out. Lots of damaged race cars, and not all of them because of what the caution came out for. Lights are out around the racetrack and on top the Chevy Camaro pace car, which means, yes, you guessed it, we're going back to green flag racing, and let's go in green. This running through the running order is brought to you by Blue Thunder Fan Racing's YouTube channel. Check out Blue Thunder Fan Racing for NR 2003 and Let's Play. He runs 3 PWRL series. That's 3 times the action. Subscribe today to Blue Thunder Fan Racing's YouTube channel. Well, the damage was done, and this is the results. Drivers out after the incidents that took place there on laps 1 and 2 are Chad Skinner, Devin Wilson out. He'll retire from the race here today in 23rd. Also out Taylor Acosta, last week's winner Jamie Muckley. They'll get 24th, 25th, 26th will be Daniel Schwab. Brian James is his debut. Never got a chance to see what he was going to be able to do. He'll finish the day in 27th. Logan Ryan, 28th. Margaret Mason, we didn't get to see her be able to do anything as well in her Snickers Cup Series debut. She'll retire in 29th. Trent Whitney, a championship contender, out in 30th place. That's going to be a big hit in the points for him. Hannah Smith, 31st. 32nd is going to be Chris Warner, yet another debuter who did not get to show what he had here. So he got taken out early on. And then 33rd, another championship contender in Jacob Cook. And then Kristen Worry will finish in last in 34th place. Here's the way they'll run as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. On lap 6 of 29, James McLeod is now the leader with Jacob Lawler 2nd, William Duncan 3rd. Richard Johnson is 4th with Joseph Bryant 5th. Jake Cole is 6th, 7th is Dylan Young. 8th place is Zach Carlson. Then these cars made pit stops under the last caution. Sean Galligan is in 9th, 10th Danny Wells. Nick Bergen is in 11th place. 12th place where we find Zohar Manid with Michael Nemechek in 13th. 14th is Sam Young. 15th is Adam Chambers. 16th John Worry. 17th is Luke Walker with Red Bell in 18th. 19th is Barney Ward. Zach Buchanan in 20th. And 21st is Anthony McCurry. That's it. 21 cars of our original 34 still on the racetrack. That means a total of 13 had to retire after that first incident of the day. Lap 629 is where the green flag comes back out. The Lowe's Impala trying to go to victory lane for the second time this season with James McLeod behind the wheel, but he's got the 51 of Jacob Lawler right behind him. And Lawler trying to become the second driver in the NNSCRA in Season 3 to hold a victory in all 3 series. He's got to win in the trucks, he's got to win in the mobile, but he's yet to go to victory lane here in the Snickers Cup Series. As here he comes to the inside Has he got drafting help is the question. No, he's got no drafting help. Instead, he's got a challenger, William Duncan. Monster Energy Toyota Camry for Germain Racing going to the front. His drafting help is going to come in the form of Stuart Haas Racing entry number 39 of Jake Cole, and also Dylan Young helping. Whoa, Richard Johnson. That was awfully close. He nearly cut off the 68's advances on the inside, and that could have been a big wreck right there if hadn't been a heads-up move by Richard Johnson, or at least Richard Johnson's spotter, letting him know, hey, that 68 car is down there. Right now, Toyotas hold the top 2 spots with William Duncan leading and Dylan Young in second. Duncan just ended up picking up his first NNSCRA victory with a Mobile One Cup Series win here in Division 2 of the Mobile One Cup Series, so he knows his way around Talladega Superspeedway. We'll see if maybe he can go 2 for 2 here. He does not race over in the Oreo Truck Series. He used to, but then he turned that ride over to Brendan Patterson, who did not have a good finish here in his Division 2 race. Whoa, Danny Wells almost got a little bit of a tap there from Richard Johnson. Both of them were able to save it, hold on to it, and continue on. Not the first time we've seen Danny Wells down the apron. He made contact with Sean Galligan earlier on and sent them both onto the apron, but they both saved it. As Danny Wells is now the new leader, so he kind of took that possible bad thing and made it work out for his good as he goes to the front. Richard Johnson trying to pick up his first Snickers Cup Series victory there. Same for Danny Wells. Both of them hold Mobile One Cup Series victory apiece, but they have not yet been to victory lane in either the Trucks or the Snickers Cup. And here comes James McLeod, 3-wide move, right back to the bottom he comes, and he's going to go to the front one more time, and look who's going to help him, Jake Cole. Jake Cole's been a big pusher here. He pushed William Duncan to the front, and then he pushed James McLeod to the front. Now he wants to take his turn. Here's Jake Cole, sticking it down there 3 wide. Now they're 4 wide for the lead. Cole, Duncan, McLeod, and Richard Johnson at the stripe. The leader that time, I think, was James McLeod, but they're still 4 wide, leaning on each other out of turns 1 and 2. But they keep it together. Some great racing here at Talladega Superspeedway. And now the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet for Stuart Haas Racing is firmly in control of the lead. That is Jake Cole. Interesting to see Jake Cole up here at the front here at Talladega Superspeedway, because you think back to his history, he had 3 victories last year in the Snickers Cup Series. All 3 of them came in the second half of the season. Could he be ready to turn it on here and pick up his first Snickers Cup Series victory of Season 3, his 4th Snickers Cup Series victory overall? He's got a lot of competition behind him who are actually 4x4 there. They were 4 wide, 2 rows deep. They're still 4 wide. Joseph Bryant, James McLeod, leaning on each other down here into turn 1. And look who's come up here into the picture. We haven't talked about him at all. Zach Carlson. Now, Michael Waltrip Racing entry trying to get rid of some of the bad karma that's been coming the way of the Michael Waltrip entry cars. Josie Berg, Tim Walsh, they wrecked out in the Division 1 race. We saw Daniel Schwab get involved in the cars all running in the back of each other there in the first caution of the day. And Carlson seems to be the only Michael Waltrip Racing car that's doing a good job right now and having a bit of luck, but here comes Sean Galligan. Pole sitter wants to go back to the front. The advantage of that clean air, and he's going to do it. Help from James McLeod as he'll bypass Jacob Lawler and be the leader at the stripe. McLeod all over his back bumper, though. 2 former winners this season. Looking here to see who else is in this pack here that is able to get their first victory of the season. I see only 5 drivers. Danny Wells, Jacob Lawler, Jake Cole. I also saw Zach Carlson back there and William Duncan. Oh, and also Richard Johnson. Everybody else has been to victory lane. McLeod, Galligan, Dylan Young, Joseph Bryant. They've been to victory lane already. William Duncan takes sole control of the lead now. These cars have actually broken away from this second pack back here. Let's show it to you. You got Anthony McCurry back here in 11th. He's got Nick Bergen with him, Barney Ward, and Zohar Monad. That's from 11th on back through 14th. Then there's another pack involving Adam Chambers in 15th, Sam Young in 16th, and John Worry in 17th. Then you go back here, there's Red Bell all by herself in 18th place. 19th with Zach Buchanan, 20th with Michael Nemechek, and Luke Walker all by himself in 21st. Then you get back to the front of the field. There's only a total, I think, of 10 cars in this lead pack. I don't know if Anthony McCurry and those other 4 are going to be able to hook up and catch up to these guys. They've got a lot of real estate to make up if they're going to. Here comes Danny Wells down to the inside looking for the top spot, but he's got no drafting help down there. None whatsoever, and so that outside line is going to prevail at the stripe. May even prevail down here into turn 1 unless Danny Wells is able to recruit some drafting help and in a hurry. But he seems to be making it work for himself. As they come up on the slower car of Luke Walker, they're going to start splitting him here. Whoa, 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 whoa! Walker just squeezed William Duncan up into the wall. Now Duncan's clear of him, and he'll try going around the high side, but Danny Wells had a nice clear pathway, and Danny Wells is going to be the leader by quite a margin over this battle for second between Sean Galligan and Richard Johnson. Joseph Bryan, who I was just about to say, he's moved now into 4th place, and William Duncan is now in 5th. Those top 10 cars have now gotten by the slower and now lapped car of Luke Walker. But now they got to start regrouping here, forming up to make a pack again, as they are all single file. Look at this. It's completely single file. Very interesting there. I don't think we've ever seen single file here at Talladega Superspeedway. And, oh, bless Richard Johnson. He puts us back to double wide racing. As here he comes down to the inside. No! Sean Galligan's got thoughts for the lead. And Galligan's going to go to the front. Not only put a block on the Little Debbie Toyota Camry, but also said he was going to the front. And he put the crossover move on Danny Wells. And now, we had single file racing about a lap ago. It's now moved up into a pack again. However, it's only a 6-car pack. Those other 4 cars, I see Jake Cole back there, Dylan Young, Zach Carlson, they got to hook up, catch back up to this pack. Are they making any progress? Yeah, kind of. James McLeod back there as well. Those 4 trying to catch back up to this front pack. If they could get up to the back of Danny Wells, they'd be in good shape. But right now, they got about 6 or 7 car lengths to have to make up before they even can consider that. Meanwhile, Sean Galligan, been very strong today. After starting out in front, made a pit stop. Let's not forget that pit stop, too. There are some drivers in this top 10 right now who have not yet been to pit road. They're going to have to come down about 1 or 2 laps earlier than Sean Galligan and a few others who came down pit road under that last caution, which has actually been our only caution so far today. So Sean Galligan, they maybe work the calculators. Maybe if it does come down to these drivers having to come down maybe around laps 26, 27, Sean Galligan may be able to go the rest of the way on fuel. I don't think he's really saving any fuel for his team, though, because he's been up here right at the front all day long fighting tooth and nail to make sure he can stay out in that clean air. As here comes Richard Johnson. He will hold the lead, but not for long. William Duncan back to the inside. And he's bringing along Jake Cole. You know, I've seen 3 drivers up here at the front all day long. And it may come down between those 3 drivers. Sean Galligan is one of them. Danny Wells is the other. And also William Duncan. Richard Johnson, he's taking a turn at the front. And oh no, we got more lap cars up ahead. Michael Nemechek is one of them. And they're going to have to contend with them when they get down here, probably to the back straightaway. They're just ahead. Michael Nemechek and Zach Buchanan. They're closing in on him in a hurry, and it's going to be Jake Cole leading off of turn number 2. He'll be the first car to deal with these guys. And William Duncan's going to get held up. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! He nearly pulled down right. Whoa! He nearly pulled down right in front of Danny Wells, and then Michael Nemechek pulled down right down in front of him! Oh no, Richard Johnson got turned! And he saved it! Oh, man! Oh, my goodness. Richard Johnson, how in the world did you do that? That was kind of like impossible. Oh, they're making pit stops. Pit stops, the order of the day. Jake Cole coming down pit road. William Duncan, Richard Johnson, James McLeod, Dylan Young. I think Zach Carlson also came down pit road. They're all in on lap 17 of 29. So they probably will be able to make it the rest of the way on this stop. Jake Cole pulls in, says, "Thank you, I'd like 4 tires, fuel, and a side of fries." So I believe that turns the lead over to Sean Galligan. No, it does. Oh, yeah, it does. Yep, it does. So Sean Galligan is going to be the leader. He's actually all by himself. Yeah, everybody besides Sean Galligan came down that time to make a pit stop. Galligan's the lone man out. And now Galligan decides, okay, I'm going to make my pit stop now. He could have probably gone another 2 or 3 laps on that tank of fuel, but decides against it, comes down pit road, and so the pole sitter and current leader is coming down. It'll be interesting to see now. Sean Galligan's coming down with some lapped cars. Zach Buchanan, Red Bell, who actually was just on the tail end of the lead lap at that point. But gonna be interesting to see because he's not coming out with cars that are completely up to speed, so he's not going to have a drafting partner to be able to work with. But we'll take a look and see what's going to go down here. I think Adam Chambers may have just taken the lead. Just looking through here. Was it Chambers or is it Barney Ward the leader? No, Barney Ward's the leader. Barney Ward is the leader. Now Adam Chambers is going to be in second, I think. As I believe Sean Galligan has completed his service. He has indeed, and he is away. But let's take a look here and see at the stripe if indeed Barney Ward is listed as the leader. I believe he will be. I think Adam Chambers is going to be moved up into second place. Is at the stripe. Will that 2 turn to a 1 up on the top right? We're waiting to see if it will. Still hasn't yet. Still hasn't. I guess not. So who is the leader? I don't know. Whoa, just said it right there. Who was that? Is it Joseph Bryant? It may have been. No, it's not Joseph Bryant. Oh, it's Danny Wells, according to what we're receiving word of. Danny Wells is the leader. Not exactly sure how that worked out, but that's what our telemeter is saying, and so Danny Wells is the leader. Let's see if, well, I don't know. Let's see if Barney Ward's come down pit road yet or not. Yep, Barney Ward's coming down right now. This is a good battle. This is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, according to our scoring monitor. William Duncan, Jacob Lawler, and Jake Cole in that mix. They come up on the slower car of Luke Walker. Tell you what, William Duncan has not had any luck with these lap cars today. Or these slower cars. They keep getting right in his way. That's the 3rd time I've seen him nearly either run into the back of a car or have a car nearly come down in front of him. But he's still running inside the top 5, though. And Adam Chambers is now listed in 15th place. As Danny Wells is now making a pit stop. I think that'll now turn the race lead over to that man, Sean Galligan. Or not. Wait, I'm all confused. I am really confused with the way that these cars are all shuffling around here. Now, according to what they're saying, with Danny Wells making a pit stop, the lead would be inherited by Jacob Lawler. Well, actually, it would be William Duncan, because now Duncan has just passed Lawler. For would-be second, now is lead. And so now it is William Duncan the leader. We're going to have to wait until they come around one more time, and then we can give you the official full running order. As Danny Wells, you see there, has completed his pit work. And here come the leaders up onto him. So Danny Wells is going to have to try and get out ahead of these guys to keep his lead, which it looks like he's going to maybe be successful in doing. Looks like he's going to beat him down to turn 3. Now they're going to go on the high side and they're going to bypass him. But Jake Cole kind of tucked in behind as if to say, hey, here, I'll help you get up to speed. Help you get back into this thing. As it's going to be now, they'll come down here to the stripe. And when they do come down to the stripe, we'll be able to then go through the running order to show you who is running where. As we've got a total of 7 laps remaining in this event. Waiting for the scoring monitor to update itself, and it now has done it. So we'll go through the field, brought to you by Blue Thunder Fan Racing's YouTube channel. Jacob Lawler is the leader. Second is William Duncan. 3rd place right now is Jake Cole with Danny Wells in 4th. 5th place is going to be Sean Galligan, Joseph Bryant 6th. 7th is Dylan Young, James McLeod 8th, and Zach Carlson's 9th. The top 10 is going to be completed by Richard Johnson. Anthony McCurry is 11th. 12th is Nick Bergen with Zohar Monod in 13th. 14th place is going to be Barney Ward. Then 15th place is where we find Sam Young. 16th place is going to be Adam Chambers. 17th is going to be John Worry, with 18th place being 1 lap down, and that is, I believe, I think I just missed him. No, where's 18th? There it is. 18th place is Red Bell. She's 1 lap down. 19th place, that's Zach Buchanan, also a lap down to the leaders. 20th is Michael Nemechek, and the last car on the racetrack is 21st place, and that is Luke Walker. Watching this battle for the lead here, Jacob Lawler, Jake Cole, and Danny Wells, 3 Chevrolets, nose to tail, drafting past the William Duncan machine. Right now, it's looking like it may come down between these 4 as Sean Galligan, Joseph Bryant, Dylan Young, they have failed to catch up. Look at them now as they're coming down. There may be a good 5, 6, 7 seconds behind the front 4. They're still single file trying to get something going here. They're going about 200, well, let's see, actually, when they get down here at the entrance of the back straightaway, actually through the middle, they're actually just going about 188. Their speed's going off. Whereas up here, they're going about 173, so they're slowing down. Don't know why, but they are. Unless they're conserving fuel. But whatever the case, William Duncan is now the leader. He's up to 197, so maybe those cars were slowing down trying to get around the slower car of John Worry, who actually has now just fallen a lap down to the leaders. But nonetheless, we got 4 laps remaining in this event, and William Duncan may be looking to go 2 for 2. 2 starts at Talladega, 2 victories, 1 in Mobile Cup Series Division 2, and 1 here in Snickers Cup Series Division 2. But he's about to get some company. 2-car draft coming to town here. It's in the form of Danny Wells and Jake Cole. Down to the inside comes Danny Wells. Jake Cole actually left him out to drive for a moment there. Did Jake Cole to Danny Wells, but then he came back down and pushes the 68 to the lead. Here comes Jacob Lawler, though. See if there's any progress being made on those other 3. Well, not really. They are catching up to the slower car of John Worry, who was put a lap down, but still, they continue to run quite a distance behind these front 4, so unless something happens and a caution comes out and these field bunches up, there's no way, I don't think, that those 3 cars can run down these front 4 cars. Still doing some mighty fine racing amongst themselves there for positions 5th, 6th, and 7th. As they're 3 wide for second place right now. Danny Wells going to bail out of that in a hurry. He's going to fall back to 4th. No sense in pushing the issue right now if you're going to come away with a top 5 at least. As Jake Cole is the current leader now for Stewart-Haas Racing. Now, we were talking back in the Division 1 race of the Snickers Cup Series when we saw Tony Speed and Max Russell out there on the track. The Stewart-Haas Racing, for this whole season, has not yet got a victory in the Snickers Cup Series. Could it happen today with Jake Cole? Tell you what, with what I've seen in the history of Jake Cole, with how he comes alive late in the season, my money'd be on him right now in these closing stages, but you never know. You got Jacob Lawler, who's had quite a few runner-up finishes in that number 51 car. Maybe he's tired of being a bridesmaid, wants to be a bride. Not necessarily in the sense that it was said, but I think you get the picture. As they get held up right there behind the Michael Nemechek machine, and now Jake Cole's got to slice and dice his way through more slower cars. Sam Young and Adam Chambers next on the hit list. As Jacob Lawler, Danny Wells get into a 2-car draft to try and run Jake Cole down. White flag in the air. They don't have much time. If they're going to make a move, they got to make it quick. And now they are going to work here. It's going to be 3 cars now, as I think that other car of William Duncan's just been taken out of the equation. He's stuck behind 2 slower cars, which have now been lapped. And here we go. Jake Cole, Jacob Lawler, Danny Wells. These 3 down the back straightaway. Side by side for second. Jacob Lawler trying to get to the inside of Jake Cole. Cole's got to try and throw the block. He will do so. But Jacob Lawler, he's hanging tough there. He's not going to give up without a fight. Danny Wells now slipping back. He may be able to tuck in behind the 51. But here comes William Duncan out of nowhere. Boy, did he get a run coming off of turn 4. But here they come. Single file. Will there be a move? No. Jacob Lawler's too far away. And Jake Cole will win in the 39 car, picking up his 4th Snickers Cup Series victory of his career, his first of Season 3, and the first win for Stewart-Haas Racing in the Snickers Cup Series Season 3. Wow, Jake Cole, very impressive. His 3 wins last season, they came in a Ford for Richard Petty Motorsports, the number 43. And now he's got a 4th victory in the Snickers Cup Series. This one here in Season 3, driving the number 39 for Stewart-Haas Racing. He becomes the first Stewart-Haas Racing car to have a victory in Season 3. Unbelievable, and what a tough break for Jacob Lawler. I mean, man, this guy just keeps hitting runner-up positions all the time. Always around there at the end, but never able to quite pull it off. But still, I think he'll be pretty satisfied with a second-place finish. 3rd place going to be Danny Wells, and where did William Duncan come from? I thought he was out of it. I thought he was just going to finish 4th place, and that'd be it. But he was up there with a chance to finish better, but he will have to settle for 4th place. So we take a look now and see officially where our championship contenders have finished this event. Sean Galligan, or make that, I'm sorry, not Sean Galligan. Boy, I really misspoke there. Let's see, championship contenders, I don't think any of them really finished that well. Devin Wilson finishing in 23rd place. Trent Whitney, he's going to finish the day in 30th place. And Jacob Cook's going to finish in 33rd. So yeah, no championship contender finished any better than 23rd, where Devin Wilson finished, and that car barrel rolled down the back straightaway. So a tough break for a lot of championship contenders. But not that many championship contenders did very well in the Division 1 race either. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case for the Division 3 race. You got to bet now that there's a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of nervousness for the Division 3 drivers, knowing that Talladega Superspeedway is not exactly catering to the wills of championship contenders. Well, congratulations once again to Jake Cole. He picks up his 4th Snickers Cup Series victory, his first of Season 3, and his first for Stewart-Haas Racing. Actually picks up Stewart-Haas Racing's first victory of Season 3. Once again, congratulations to him. Congratulations to Stewart-Haas Racing, and what a race, what a finish. Thanks everybody for watching. Division 3 comes here next, and then guess what? We pack everything up, and we head to Zen Joltis for the season finale. Can't wait for that. It's coming. It's right on the horizon. We're almost done here for the Shell Pennzoil Race Weekend. Hope that you'll stick around with us, and hope to see you also over at Zen Joltis for the season finale of Season 3 of the NNSCRA. You've been watching the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.